Even a good person attains birth in the Pure Land. So it goes without saying that an evil person will attain birth in the Pure Land. See? It's a very, very important saying. Usually people might think that the logical sentence, the logic would be that if the evil persons go to the Pure Land, so more chances the good ones have to go to the Pure Land. But they don't understand Amida's compassion here. That's why they say this. That's why they don't understand this. You know, you have 5 fingers, 10 fingers, okay, in both hands. But let's say that all fingers are okay except one. One finger is hurt. So you will pay more attention to the hurt finger than to the healthy fingers. It's correct? In the same way, if you have 5 children, if a parent has 5 children, and 4 children, 4 of his children have very good grades at school, they are healthy, they are nice people, but there is only one child that is very naughty, that is a very bad child, then the parent attention will go mostly to the bad one. Yes, why? Because this doesn't mean that the parent doesn't love his children in the same way, but the bad child is in need of more attention, of more care from the parent. That's why. That's why the good people, let's say, good people here means very advanced practitioners with lots of very good merit and very good karma and lots of, let's say, transcendental merit. Those guys can easily go to the Pure Land, but the evil person can't go to the Pure Land just like that. So he needs Amida's attention more and Amida's care more. So it's normal for a Buddha, who is the perfect parent of infinite love and compassion, to pay more attention to the evil ones, because those are in need of salvation. And we have this doctrine of Akunin-shoki, which means that evil person is the object of the salvation offered by Amida Buddha. It's very important. There are many passages in the Pure Land teaching in Jodo Shinshu where it is said, like, for example, the primal vow is to save the person whose karmic evil is deep and grave and whose blind passions abound, because that person is in need of Amida's care, like a bad child. And there are also other sayings. Amida guides sentient beings who are filled with blind passions and karmic evil. Yes. There are also other passages. Renyo Shonin says that Amida's primal vow surpasses the vows of any other Buddha. And we realize that the Buddhas of the 10 directions, because the Buddhas of the 10 directions are not able to save sentient beings with extremely deep evil karma. Hence, Amida Buddha surpasses other Buddhas because he's capable to do that, because he's focused especially on those people. Of course, the good and the bad are equally saved if they entrust to Amida Buddha, but the evil ones are in more need of salvation and the attention of Amida. But there is a catch here. In order for an evil person to be saved by Amida, he needs to accept himself to be evil. Otherwise, he can't be saved. Needs to consider that whatever good he's doing, he does on the spiritual path, it's not a permanent good. He has to have this awareness that his good is impermanent. He can lose it any time. So he needs to be aware of the fact that his so-called good is not so good, is not actually so good. And so he needs to have the twofold profound conviction. One of the twofold profound conviction is to be aware of his limitations. As Master Shantao said, deep mind is deep in trusting faith and has two aspects. First aspect is to believe deeply and unwaveringly that we are actually ordinary beings of karmic evil, subject to birth and death, ever sinking and ever transmigrating in samsara since innumerable kalpas ago, without a chance to escape from it. So that's a guy who is evil, but he's also aware of his evilness. That's the evil person to be saved. It's very important. Yes, Kosho Sensei shared with you in the chat a link to the article False Mundane Merits versus True Transcendental Merits. Yeah.
Yes, it's in order for people to distinguish between evil
Yes.
in the social context and evil in Buddhism is very different. Yes, the difference between mundane merits and transcendental merits. Yes.
Yes. Yes. And, we, everybody thinks he's good. In society, many people are considered good. If you know how to smile, to be polite, to play nice, then you are a good person. And many people also think about me that I'm a nice guy. Why? Because they didn't do anything to make me mad. But if they start insulting me, then I'm not a nice person anymore. So because I'm capable of getting angry when insulted, this means that I'm not actually a good person. Because a true good person is a good person, even if insulted. So the person who reacts to insults is not actually a
Yeah.
good person. It means that deep inside he's evil. And the other person who insults him, he's just taking his, making him to express his evil outside, you know? You know,
Sensei, I wanted to share
please.
something. In the sutras, Shakyamuni Buddha clearly distinguished, and they ask him, what is a good person? Yes, even in a mundane sense. And he said that a good person is a person that is most of the time having good thoughts, most of the time. And also, it's very uncomfortable for this person to do evil. Yes, imagine that.
Mm,
So he's Shakyamuni, and he's only talking about being born in the higher realms and mundane sense. But he says that if you're a good person, you most of the time have good thoughts, good speech, and good actions, and it's almost disgusting for you to do something bad. So that that says a lot about us. You know, we are
yes.
not good. Well,
Even,
not even in a mundane sense, we are good for the Buddha.
yeah. For us, it's very easy to react. And in that moment, when we react angrily or filled with attachment, we are not feeling bad. Perhaps we are feeling bad after, but that's not enough. As it is said, my see Master Shantao said that in order for your repentance to be true, is to shed blood and sweat and tears from your eyes and to tremble, just thinking, oh, what evil I committed. For us, it's not like that. We can easily forget that we had a bad reaction. We might feel sorry because it's nice to feel sorry. We feel better with ourselves if we feel sorry for the moment. Our image is repaired, and then
Mhm.
we forget about it. That's not true sorry,
Yeah.
and you never know. I always think to people in prison who committed crimes, who even killed others. I am the same like them. Just I was not in a position, in a situation, in the same situation they were when they committed their evil actions. You know, uh, who knows what we are capable of if we are placed in a very difficult situation. We
Mm.
might kill, we might steal, we might do many things. The fact that we are not doing some bad things now, doesn't mean we are not able to do it. So that's the evil Shinran is speaking about. The evil inside that perhaps is not expressed because you don't meet the conditions, the right conditions, because you are very capable of defending your social mask. So because you are so good at defending and preserving your social mask, you will always look like a good person. And you can even lie to yourself that you are a good person. But evil is like a snake that is there in the inside you, That's very important. So yes, Shinran was very honest. And Jodo Shinshu is a very honest religion. Doesn't allow you to lie to yourself. And Shinran said, for example, we should not express outwardly signs of wisdom, goodness, or diligence, because inwardly we are possessed of falsity. We are filled with all manner of greed, anger, perversity, deceit, wickedness, and cunning, and it is difficult to put an end to our evil nature. In this, we are like poisonous snakes or scorpions. Although we perform practices in the three modes of action, they must be called poisoned good acts or false practices. They cannot be called true, real, and sincere action. Firmly setting our minds and undertaking practice in this way, even if we strive to the utmost with body and mind through the 12 periods of the day and night, urgently seeking and urgently acting as to sweeping fire from our heads, all of this must be called poison good acts. So whatever we do that seems to be good, we should not think that those are true merits, that we were indeed good people. We can do many good things, but that doesn't make us good people. We can do good things because it's the social norm to do good things. We can, I don't know, smile or say polite words, because otherwise, if we don't do that, people will think we are not good people. And we don't want that to happen. So many things that we do good, it's actually a false good, because it comes from our attachment to our image. And usually whatever samsaric unenlightened beings do is false good. Of course, it can produce, wait a second, it can produce some good effect, but that is only worldly merit. And in that article that Kosho Sensei placed in the group chat, you can see the difference between worldly merit and supramundane merit. Any merit, any good thing that we do with the belief in the false self, with attachment to our own image, by waiting for a recompense, subtle recompense sometimes, or a reward, that is false good. So, and with such a false good, we cannot hope to attain enlightenment. It's very, very important. Also, Shinran said in the Shozomatsu Vasan 95, each of us in outward bearing makes a show of being wise, good, and dedicated. But so great are our greed, anger, perversity, and deceit that we are filled with all forms of malice and cunning. Yes. So, as I told you, yes, we have to insist on this. Jodo Shinshu is a teaching of total honesty. It addresses a very honest question and demands a deep, honest answer from each one of us. So, and this question is, how good do you really think you are? How good do you think you really are? And if you answer in a very honest way, then you immediately say, oh, Amida Buddha, yes, I accept your helping hand. Take me out of here. I am fucked up. Yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
What do you guys think?
Absolutely. I totally agree. I can relate to this 100%. Even most people think I'm a very nice person, But there, I know what goes on inside my head, inside my emotions. I know how I react to people when they're not polite to me. And, you know, that's what I admire about Jodo Shinshu is that it is so honest when it comes to self-examination. You can't bullshit yourself if you're an orthodox Jodo Shinshu Buddhist.
You know, we have X-rays, you know, that can see inside our bodies. But fortunately for us, people around us don't have X-rays to see into our minds. That's very fortunate for us because we can hide well. I have some stories here. If you guys want to add something, please do. Koshin, Hawkeye. If not, I would like to read you a story from a book. It is a true story. It's okay. So there is about a Japanese priest called Nishimura Hoken, who once gave a sermon on a fundamental principle the fundamental principle of Jodo Shinshu of Akunin-shoki, which means that the evil person is the object of Amida's salvation. And the principle of that school asked this question. I heard you say that the purpose of the Jodo Shinshu teaching is to bring about the enlightenment of evil people. In my school, I strive to have the teachers reinforce upon our students that they should become good people. It seems to me that Jodo Shinshu and what we teach in this school are completely different. What do you think about this? Reverend Nishimura answered by asking a question. Before I answer, I wonder if I might ask you a question. Do you consider yourself to be a good person? Or do you consider yourself to be a bad person? A good question, which demanded a honest answer. And the principal said, well, I would like to consider myself a good person, but I am not sure that I am completely good. It is very difficult to say just what I am. Honest enough. Since the answer, his answer was so vague, Reverend Nishimura continued. Dear Sensei, Sensei can also refer to to a teacher in a school. Dear Sensei, I am not asking about a stranger. I am asking you about yourself. Only you should be able to answer. And isn't it rather strange that you cannot answer? The principal still could not answer. So Reverend Nishimura continued, quote, then there is another question I would like to ask you. Do you teach your students that they should not kill? Yes, that is what we teach them, the principal answered. Then, Sensei, can you say that you have never killed a single living thing in your life? A fly, a gnat, or ant, perhaps? Reverend Nishimura asked. The principal's answer was again very vague. So Reverend Nishimura continued further. There is still another question that I would like to ask you. I assume you teach your students that they should not lie. But can you say that you have never lied in your life? It is said that the principal was very embarrassed by this question and he finally was unable to answer at all. See? It's very, very nice story. It really happened. And we have the author gives us here some verse after this discussion. Regardless how flowery the words that leave my mouth, in my heart I sharpen the sword of the three poisons. My face may shine with laughter, smile, you know, but the arrows of the 10 evils has pierced my heart. If a mirror could reflect what is on my mind, what an ugly sight would be seen. Very, very nice. Yeah. That's hope you like it.
It's true.
Yeah. That's a
It's
book.
true. If you're honest with yourself, if you look at yourself, you know you're not a good person. But you have to be honest about it.
Yes. So that's why that is what we mean by evil person is the object of Amida Buddha. Actually, nobody can consider himself a good person if he is a samsaric being, an unenlightened person. Nobody is free from fault. Nobody can say about himself that he didn't kill anything, that he never lied, never did anything wrong. You see? Even if you teach others at school that they should not do bad things, and the goal of Jodo Shinshu is not to teach pupils to do bad things. We are not teaching people to go and break windows and beat others. We are addressing the deep inside evil that everyone has, that deep attachments to various objects of desires, that that evil that cannot be solved by yourself, but only by Amida Buddha, when he brings you to the pure land, when all the layers of illusions, blind passions, are naturally melt like ice meeting fire, and true Buddha nature appears.
Yes.
Yeah, one of the reasons I went on a search from my Christian upbringing was that I knew in my heart I couldn't be what the Bible said I had to be: righteous, holy, just. And it's not that I committed bad acts. I've never gone to prison. I've never even been in jail, other than in a prison ministry. I went to preach when I was a Catholic. But once you look at yourself honestly and you search yourself honestly, you realize we got a lot of darkness. There's a lot of darkness inside of us. And that's what I admire about Jodo Shinshu teaching, is that it doesn't leave a lot of room for us to BS ourselves. That's all I wanted to say.
Yes.
I'd like to say something.
Please.
The person who thinks they're good has no need. They don't see themselves as having any need of having Amida in their life. The person who considers himself evil, that's a person who's needy, who is thirsty for the knowledge and the company of Amida.
Yes, yes. The problem with many people that come to Jodo Shinshu and promoting various worldly ideologies is that they do not consider themselves to be evil. They consider that their lifestyle is very good, that what they do is good, and that so they don't come to the temples in need for salvation, but for justification. That person is very dangerous for the Jodo Shinshu community and for helping others receive faith. People, sinners who don't consider themselves to be sinners, evil people who don't realize that they are evil people in need of salvation, they are a danger for Jodo Shinshu. And they can't receive faith and can't lead others to faith. They don't have this awareness that Shinjin comes with. Yes, they are not illuminated by the light of Amida Buddha in the present life.